Entrepreneurship Avenue 2020. We are back. I'm Daniel, your friendly host for the next 1.5 hours roughly, and it's time for our pitch award. And as always, obviously there's quite challenging times. Yes, I don't have a microphone in hand. Yes, if you're new to this is due to health and safety. We are actually saving lives with not touching microphones, and so should you. So what's going to happen? Pitch awards. But we have a bit of a challenge because we normally would have a jury of 9 people, which we have. But obviously, we have to keep distance, which is a bit of a challenge no matter how big the stage is. So we have quite a peculiar setup. We'll tell you in a second what's going to happen. But nevertheless, we have 10 teams that are pitching. They'll be pitching for 2 minutes, and then it'll be 90 seconds of Q&A. So this is the first part. Obviously, the second part is we have a jury of 9. But you're thinking 10 teams, 9 jury members. That's wrong. No, it's not. You're number 10, and you get to vote yourself. Obviously, you've figured out how Slido works. If not, well, probably you're going to have to ask the next youngest person next to you to help you with the internet stuff. Now, I'm going to stop rambling on this. Probably you've figured it out, otherwise you wouldn't be on this beautiful platform. And let's come to the rules. I said 2 minutes pitch, 90 seconds Q&A. Now it's time to meet our jury. But by the way, if you want to see all the prizes and the awards and you're looking for Slido, it's just somewhere over there. You'll probably have seen it early on. Yes, you'll see all the yellowy stuff is the information. I was just too lazy to read out because I said, hey, they're smart people. Over there, your students, you can read. Yes, over there, you'll see all the amazing awards and stuff. And if you're slow in writing, just take a picture with your phone. If you can't do that, well, life is going to be terrible for you. Anyway, let's meet our very friendly jury. I can see them smiling over there already. And we'll start on my far right. We'll start with Heinrich Prokoppen. He's going to tell us who he is and what he does. Hello over there.
Hello, Daniel. Thanks for having me. Been here since, 5 years? I think it's 5 years in a row in the jury. All very exciting as always. What I do is I invest in FMCG, so fast-moving consumer goods. Together, I'm sitting with my partner Malus at the Rewe Erste Bank Startup Ticket AT initiative, and we're taking care of about 40 plus companies in Austria, in Holland, and in Germany.
Thank you very much. Daniel Horak, mein bärtiger Freund.
Hey guys, my name is Daniel. I'm one of the 2 co-founders of Conda Crowd Investing. We run a crowd investing platform for more than 7 years. As well, I'm part of the Startup 300 group. I'm there as a part of the board, and we started 6 months ago the business club for founders called 0 to 1, and I'm really glad to be here as part of the pitching jury.
Thank you. Lisa Fassel.
Hi, my name is Lisa. Thank you so much for pulling this off in this digital way. I can imagine how much work this must have been for all of you, and congrats for the pitches that we're going to see. Super sad that we can't meet in person. About me, I've been running a network for angel investors called Austrian Angel Investors Association for the past 4 years. And I'm still there for a couple of hours per week, for everyone who's wondering. And I started my own organization called Female Founders, where we're creating a pan-European ecosystem for female entrepreneurs. And we are, among a couple of things, running different events and an accelerator program for female-led ventures.
Thank you very much. And Patrick Pirchegger.
Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Patrick Pirchegger. I'm working for A1 Group as an innovation manager. We have our startup program called A1 Startup Campus, where we currently work together with more than 20 startups, mainly digital services, and I'm really happy to be here and to see the amazing pitches.
Thank you very much. It's amazing looking at all of you. You all look like you're addressing the UN. This is amazing. So yes, that's what needs to be done. I feel pretty much the same. Horak 5 Sätzen. I've been wanting to say this all evening long. See, told you I'd do it. So obviously we're here to have a bit of fun and games. But again, the challenge is on Corona. So therefore we have to have a bit of a distance. Speaking of which, that's because our startups are also going to be pitching remotely. I think without any further ado, now it's time to introduce our very first startup. And again, as the tradition likes, I always mess up startup names. I don't do this intentionally, but it always happens. You all have amazing names. But I think the first one I'm going to get sorted out, and the first startup of the evening is called Epiclay. Let's roll.
Today, we want to present you Epiclay and how we want to produce living walls for living cities. Did you know that the urban heat island effect leads to cities being up to 12 degrees hotter than their surroundings, which causes trillions of cooling costs every year? However, there is a solution: green walls, which have a substantial impact on reducing the urban heat island effect. Of course, there are already players on the market. However, they combine three main issues. They are either too heavy for existing facades, have too high long-term costs, or even use artificial plants, which means they have no environmental impact at all. That's why our cities still look like this. However, at Epiclay, it is our mission to make our cities look more like that. Therefore, we have created a modular facade greening system, which allows plants to grow without any soil and is much lighter than existing solutions. Additionally, the upfront costs are lower and the maintenance costs are less than €1 per square meter per month. Our first test market is Austria, and next to 4 inquiries for pilot projects. We're right now planning the implementation of an Epiclay green wall in Wieselburg. Since demo day, we even received 2 additional inquiries. We are planning to expand to most of Europe, with a market potential of €65 billion. The green wall industry, with a projected growth rate of 15%, is the ideal foundation of a scalable startup. In fact, we have already found botanic, production, and construction partners, and we were able to showcase our product at 4 international conferences. We are a transdisciplinary team of biologists, architects, and business people, backed by experienced mentors. Winning the pitch award would help us to bring our startup to the next level by financing first serious productions. We are ready to start the green wall revolution. Are you too?
Okay, brilliant. Brilliant idea. One question from my end, coming from the food industry. If you do stuff like this on the walls outside of your production building, you immediately have a problem with your quality manager because you're basically getting pests into your compounds. Have you ever thought about this?
Yes, so basically production companies are another primary target group. We are right now looking more into municipalities, but also offices, for example. But this is something we are trying to look into right now, and we are on this with our technicians as well, and from the architecture side, how we can avoid.
Could be a problem, right? To create a
for
hive for anything you don't like in your house.
Yeah, thanks also from my side for the presentation. I just have I would like to hear a few thoughts on your sales strategy. Which kind of customers are you approaching? How do you plan to scale internationally? You mentioned some big plans to scale in Europe. Do you plan to approach the customers directly or with partners? Please share some thoughts on that with us.
Sure. So regarding the target group, which you mentioned, right now we have most of our leads or conversions with municipalities. So as mentioned in the video, with the city of Wieselburg and Feldkirch. And to scale internationally, we first intend to hire sales representatives in each country that have experience in this industry or related industries. But for the indoor version, especially when we go more into smaller scales, B2C strategies, we intend to find distribution and sales partnerships, for example, with high-end furniture stores.
Thank you.
Hello, we are CARE, and we make every breath worth breathing. Did you know that we spend on average 90% of our time indoors? Starting in kindergarten until our well-deserved retirement, this is a lot of time. But what are we breathing? This is an essential question for our well-being, not only during a pandemic. The problem with all those places is that we cannot always have a wine or a rose in front of our nose. On the market, there are no sustainable solutions to fight odors yet. Our competitors either emphasize only the efficiency or provide a sustainable solution with low impact. So up until now, you always had a trade-off. But with our solution, this trade-off is no longer necessary. Through our biological filtration, which is integrated into the column you see, we neutralize smell, purify the air, and provide aesthetic value. With the usage of different bacteria cultivated in the filter, we offer customized solutions for multiple kinds of odors, with an efficiency compared to 1,000 plants on a square meter. So we generate impact through effectively cleaning the air of its harmful particles and thereby creating the basis for the well-being indoors. Our team
Drafty sketch, the idea is brilliant, but how does that look like?
There are a lot of scientific studies confirming that this works, and right now we're working on our prototype, and this will be our product basically. It will be ready.
Can you dig a bit deeper about the product? So is it
A thing?
is it plant-based, or is it a mixture of filtration and plants? Because as Heinrich said, we've seen some like sketches, but what's the product about in detail?
So the product is the column. This is the outside of the product. We found out that plants are not really efficient if you just use them alone. So plants are on the outside of the column just for the aromatherapy and aesthetics. Inside of the column, there is a hidden filter that incorporates bacteria that degrades the molecules. And this is the filter.
Cool. So what's the status of the product? So how far are you in the development? And is this sort of scientifically proven? And is it protectable?
So as we said already, that there are a lot of studies confirming that these bacteria work. And I can say that, for example, this filter can clean the air of the room 5 to 5 meters in about 3 to 4 days. So the whole air of the room goes through the filter. Right now, we are on the stage of the prototype. It's going to be ready in a week. And after that, we're going to test it to identify all the numbers exact. And after that, we're basically ready to enter the market. We already have a couple of customers interested.
Hi! The weather is getting nice, summer is approaching, so I figured it was a perfect time to get a new bike. And I found the right one on Willhaben. But as a soon-to-be law graduate, I've learned to always check the fine print, and lo and behold, the seller doesn't want to give any guarantees despite it being a new bike. That's not right. After talking to him and explaining him the legal situation, we came to an agreement. But to be safe, I wanted to get it in written form. After all, the bike wasn't cheap. But having to look for the right contract and then having to print it was such a hassle. So I asked John, an IT student, if he wants to join me in creating an app that combines the whole procedure, from looking up the contract to signing it. That's how we created Contract. It's an easy-to-use app where you can create your own contract by using one of our templates. For example, as a seller, you just click on the Sell button, then you fill out all the information. But that's not all the app can do. It also gives you the information about the legal side of things, and soon it'll allow you to add pictures directly into the contract. Once you filled it out, you'll get a preview of the finished version that's ready to be signed and sent as a PDF. The app is not meant to be used by big companies or to solve complicated legal disputes. It's meant to be a consumer-friendly tool that helps you with buying something on Willhaben or eBay, or students that want to rent something for the duration of their Erasmus, or even small business owners that want to hire help for simple tasks like giving out flyers. In Austria alone, there are 5 million people using C2C marketplaces. To generate revenue, the app offers 3 contracts for free, and then users can purchase contract bundles. Business customers will be able to get a subscription-based model. We plan to license the app to C2C market owners and other businesses too.
Yeah, how are you planning to get customers? Because I think this is one of your main issues, right? To get to your customers, to your consumers, because they need to see the benefit in this. So it's a bit. I thought I'd be protected if I buy on eBay, but obviously not. Obviously, I need something like this.
Yeah, with advertisements. So we will probably push some advertisements on Willhaben and sites like C2C marketplaces to find customers. And that was our plan, to find customers.
But that is expensive.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we will also try to find that. I mean, also Google AdSense SEO, we looked it up. Many people are looking for contracts. Like how to create a contract and stuff. So there is definitely a market for this question because many are looking for stuff like that up.
But you need to explain the consumer that my assumption that if I buy something on eBay or any marketplace, I assumed I'd be somewhat protected. You are telling me I'm not.
And maybe to add, who is liable for the contract? It's super Austrian, but in Austria, everyone has to be liable for something. So that's Austrian.
Yeah, we aren't liable for the contract. It's just like a formula that they can create and stuff, but we aren't liable because they have to read it afterwards and to have to agree to everything that's written there. There's like nothing hidden that we may be liable to.
Mm.
Over the last couple of years, we've seen increasingly more posts of the most stunning locations you could possibly imagine. Travel has become a way of life, but we forget one very fundamental issue: climate change. And that's exactly why we founded Tomorrow's Generation, an online, easy-to-access and customized travel agency operating on a CO2-reducing and optimizing base, all while planning trips top to bottom and therefore saving our generation as the future-oriented and open-minded people valuable time. But how do we do it? At first, we compare modes of transportation, be it by air, land, or sea, and then rank them according to their eco-friendliness. Then we repeat the step for accommodations, but also take into consideration that they should be in close proximity to the trips our customers want to undertake. Now, let's talk business. Our main revenue stream would be an affiliate-based program often used in the travel industry. Our customers select their desired trip on our website, and a booking is made with an affiliate partner. In return, we get a commission, and it's completely free of charge for our customers. Furthermore, we could imagine cooperating with local partners as well as governmental funding. In terms of competition, we had a look at two major groups, one of them being traditional online websites who don't necessarily prioritize sustainability. The booking process seemed rather impersonal, and when talking to customers, they often complained about hidden prices and missing transparency. On the other side, we have sustainable websites who are usually more in a blogger style and regionally restricted. Overall, they don't offer top-to-bottom services and tend to only focus on one very specific kind of eco-friendly trip. Technically speaking, the market is in our favor. According to the 2019 Sustainable Travel Report, 72% believe we should act now and travel more sustainably in order to preserve the environment for future generations. At the moment, we are at a stage where we've completed the planning and already have a demo website. Future steps include figuring out all legal details inter alia with partners, as well as programming the final product. If that has sparked your interest, feel free to follow us on social media and become part of the journey. Welcome to Tomorrow's Generation.
All right, so I think I'm going to start. I have two questions, but I'm going to make it one. So are you doing this currently manually, right? So it's like you manually sourcing all the information and then giving it to your customer. How is this going to work out in the future? Is it still going to be a manual process, or is it going to be automized? Are you using artificial intelligence, whatever? That's number one. And second question is, what's the price point compared to other agencies and other online services? Because you're focusing on sustainability, so I would suggest that it might be more expensive using your service than others.
Thank you for both of the questions. So firstly, we are currently in the negotiation phase with a German NGO, and we plan to get our data for the airline comparison from them. They have 95% of the airlines in the market, and based on plane type, engine type, and how many years the plane has been in use, they have many different data for how much CO2 emission each plane saves. About the other trains, buses, and Uber, we plan to cooperate with ministries or local associations. And right now, we're going to do it manually to get all the information in the system, but in the future, we want to work with AI to provide the best service and get all the data in the system. And for the second question, yes, unfortunately, currently, travel is a bit higher price point than other travel types, but we have conducted a survey among our colleagues and among our professors and among our parents. And what we found out was people were willing to pay up to 10% more for sustainable travel. And hopefully, as the market for sustainable travel grows, the price point will get a bit lower for more people to be accessing this type of travel. Thank you.
Hey everyone! Can I have a second of your time? I'd like to take you for a short trip into the mountains. Feel free to be part of it. Imagine we are standing here. Please take a deep breath with me. Feels nice, doesn't it? Now let's switch to an underground environment and take another breath. Or wait, better not. Research shows that especially in subway stations, the level of fine dust can be more than 10 times worse than in city traffic, which can lead to severe health issues like asthma or cancer. Also here in Vienna, 1.2 million subway users breathe this air each day, and you are probably one of them. How crazy is it that the very people who consciously switch to public transport pay for this decision with their health? We are Aero SQAIR, and we want to tackle this problem with aesthetically appealing, modular, and fully automated MOS installations. The benefits for the subway users are the protection of their health and a better user experience when using public transport. Tested and proven outdoor applications with MOS showed that a reduction of particulate matter of 15% can be achieved. With our solution, subway operators reduce their risk for increased compliance, can provide a better service, and position themselves as a sustainable pioneer. Subway operators are already actively searching for solutions and spending millions to tackle this problem. We are offering them a green tech alternative and will generate revenues by a one-time installation fee as well as ongoing maintenance fees. Our team of biology, architecture, and business students is going to turn this vision into reality, headed by an experienced advisory board that supports us with their expertise and network. We are happy to have already been accepted into free incubator programs and are currently looking for funding opportunities and industry partners. Together, we can make a first step towards cleaner air everywhere. Thank you.
Brilliant idea. Now, this is a big cube of thing which we saw on your slide, but you're saying your business model, installation fee, maintenance fee. But what is your envisioned cost per unit? What's the plan?
Yeah, currently we're calculating with material costs of around €4,000 and are considering a price point of 10,000 euro per MOS installation.
And who should pay for this?
The subway operators.
Which is doubtful in Vienna, I'd say.
Sorry again?
Doubtful in Vienna, but could you think about sponsors that you get some big corporates to pay for it and get their logo on? Is that the plan?
I mean, it sounds like a lot, but actually, considering other sub-operators and other technical solutions, you see price points of 2.9 million for one station. So we think that it is a competitive price. And yes, we have been thinking about cooperations with other companies that could sponsor some panels and like offer fresh air in one station for the customers.
How many would you need for a proper subway station? 1, 10? How many would you need?
So right now, obviously depends on the amount of air, so on the size of the station, on the length, and also the place that we have there. But right now we are looking on 5 to 10.
Per station.
Also depending on the level of air pollution in one station.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And we are back after this short commercial break because, you know, students have to have some food as well. It's challenging times, so they have to make a bit of dough on the side. Now, speaking of this, what's happening right now, we're actually rotating our jury members. Now, if you think, oh, but I wanted to be assessed by the first ones. No, they're going to assess all teams. But to be fair and square, we just have to rotate them in and off the stage because they all want to have their airtime. Speaking of this, now you're thinking, hey, I wish I would have won something. First of all, I have a list here of the winners of the scavenger hunt. I'm going to announce them shortly. But if you're thinking, hey, today could just be my lucky day, and you want to challenge your luck, go to the Facebook site, and there you can still participate in all the lovely other opportunities to win some prizes here at Entrepreneurship Avenue. Again, also use your right to vote for your startup of choice. If you think, well, my vote doesn't count, my vote isn't important, then just look to the United States of America and understand why your vote is absolutely important. If you don't vote today, you've voted the blithering, stupid orange buffoon who's trying to run the United States of America. This gentleman is an absolute appalling idiot, and if you do not vote, you vote Donald Trump. That was quite straightforward, but, you know, I'm not the most political person, but look over to the US. Anyhow, now on that downside, let's go to an upside and talk about the winners of the Entrepreneurship Avenue scavenger hunt. 3 of you have won this, and obviously you'll be contacted later on, but well, the 3 winners are, in no particular order, Gabriel Eichinger, congratulations Gabriel, Cornelia Geistschläger, and Lara Agneta. So all 3 of you have won. You will be one of the 3 leisure activities provided by none other than aire. You've won that. They're actually really called that way, and you will be contacted shortly. So this is quite good. Now it's time to roll out the second block of startups. Again, we've got 10 pitches, 5 and 5, and I can see the jury is being currently led in. They seem to be of no particular rush, but that's okay. We understand time is money, but they seem to have a lot, so no pressure, brothers and sisters. Yes, we've got 2 out of 5. That's quite cool. And again, while you're there, reassess, try and understand what you liked and what you disliked. And obviously, at this point in time, what you can also still do is if you're sitting at home and thinking, hey, I feel a little bit lonely, take a picture of your setup, take a selfie, and put it onto social media with the hashtag EA2020 and share some love, because we can't see you, you can see us, and obviously we like to see a little more how you're doing today, because again, it's challenging times, but then again, we like that. So I'm conceding, have all jury members taken a seat? Yes, there's the final one. Don't worry, take your time, we're in good time. I'm always loving this live whole thing. Yeah, you can actually see, again, it's a bit like at the UN, but then again, yes. Hello, brother. Good, I'm enjoying myself a lot on this one. That's quite good. So, rules again, if you're new to this, hello to all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we are complete. That's good. Inhale, exhale. We're about to go live. And thanks for taking your time. I've very much enjoyed freestyling in the last couple of minutes. So I'll try and get back to you with a lot of love. No, I'm happy. So we're going to start with your introductions, and just for you as well, it'll be 2 minutes of pitching and then 90 seconds of Q&A. So let's start with your introductions, and we'll start on the very far side to my right. Tell us who you are and what you do, and then we'll just move up, that the audience understands who's listening in and why you're all particularly smart heads. Go for it.
Hi, I'm Felix from Speed Invest. We are an early stage pre-seed and seed stage fund out of Vienna, investing all over Europe. I'm mostly covering digital health and consumer topics, and look forward to hearing your pitches, as I know how it is to be on the other side, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Laura.
Hi everybody, I'm Laura and I am the Managing Director of the Austrian Angels Investors Association, and we are connecting over 200 Austrian business angels, running educational programs and also matching them with startups. So if you're a startup, please go to our website and also apply. We also have a pitch competition running, so don't hesitate, and I'm really happy to be here today, and yeah, looking forward to the pitches.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karl Schiller. I work for AWS, the Austrian Promotional Bank. I'm head of the seed financing program, and we support high-tech and deep-tech startups with that finance program. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Yasmina.
Hi everyone, my name is Yasmina. I'm an investment manager at FreeTS Capital Partners. Thank you for having me here. With FreeTS, we invest in growth stage companies, technology companies from Europe, so a little older startups. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Martin. I'm a tax advisor and I'm working for BDO. BDO is a tax consulting company. We have our own startup center and we are servicing over 100 startups right now. We are a partner of Entrepreneurship Avenue since many years, and I'm really happy to be here and to listen to all the interesting pitches.
Thank you. And I would say, without any further ado, you've seen who they are. Let's have a look at the second round of pitches, and we'll start with, yeah, that's an easy name. I'll get that one right. AIthletics. Take it away.
Hi, we are AIthletics, and we make professional workouts accessible to everyone. How many times have you thought about hiring a personal trainer to finally get in shape? But have you ever actually hired one? Probably not, as personal trainers are expensive, costing around 90 euros an hour. Then it's hard to find a competent one. And lastly, your favorite trainer most probably won't be there for you all the time. That's why most work out without professional guidance. The consequences are obvious. Apart from injuries caused by poor execution, hobby athletes miss out on reaching their full potential when challenging exercises are skipped. It's time to make professional workouts accessible to everyone. That's why we want to introduce you to our AI-based personal trainer. Start your workout by opening up our app and choosing your preferred exercise. Step-by-step guidelines will set you up for a good start. Position your smartphone next to you and our algorithms will create a 3D model of your body and movements. After your set's done, the app will give you detailed feedback on your execution. Individual weaknesses are met with tailored recommendations on how to improve effectively. Supportive exercises will help you increase mobility or outweigh identified muscle deficits. Use the app frequently and watch yourself improve over time. Get stats on workout progress to keep yourself motivated. And never worry about boring and ineffective workouts. The app knows your weaknesses best and will provide you with tailored workout plans. We provide the perfect fitness companion for all skill levels. We're offering our product on a freemium subscription model with the two plans varying in feedback depth and individualization. Our solution targets more than 300 million fitness enthusiasts who will soon be able to experience AIthletics themselves. The 3D model featured earlier was already generated by our deep neural network. The mobile app is currently under development and will go live in Q4 this year. We achieve all of this with our expertise in machine learning, personal training, and venture building. Together, we're looking forward to working out with you. See you at the gym.
Thank you very much. Felix.
So thanks for the pitch. My question is, this is a super crowded market, so how do you kind of differentiate towards all the other apps out there, like Freeletics and all that stuff?
Yes, thanks for the question. Very valid one. We've done some customer feedback interviews, and that we see that many people that work out still lack the proper feedback options apart from personal trainers. So there is a lot of apps out there that give you guidance when you're working out, but that's only static, not individual. So you see a picture or a movie of someone working out, but there is no possibility so far to get proper feedback on your phone, 24/7 whenever you need that. That's the USP.
And who's then the actual target segment? Because I think that the average fitness user is probably fine with the current solutions, and it's not super crucial that it does every workout 100% correctly.
There is tons of forums out there, especially on Reddit, where people log on to the platform and upload videos of themselves working out and want to receive feedback on the forum. This is for beginners, intermediates, and also professionals. So we see that there is a lot of opportunity for people that are very into this topic and want to get feedback from different sources or accurate, like latest research accurate sources. Apparently they don't get that from their personal trainers. So when it comes to injury or injury-prone workouts, people are aware of this, and therefore we see the market there.
Welcome to Play Jungle. Our mission is to reconnect people with nature. Today, urban environments lack biodiversity, and thus people are disconnected from nature and lack awareness about it. This has a dramatic negative impact on health, environment, and the planet's future. In fact, in order to have full working ecosystem, we would need at least 72% of living biodiversity, and today we are at only 65% with a constant decrease of 1% every 4 years. That is how the usual playgrounds looks. Lot of plastic, artificial materials, and lack of natural elements. We know that this problem is relevant as we already see playgrounds from natural materials appearing in the cities. But we decided to go one step further and come up with a new generation of playgrounds. Play Jungle is not only made out of healthy, sustainable materials, but also reconnects people with nature, raises awareness, and brings biodiversity back to the cities. For construction, we use, for example, bamboo and ropes. We choose plants adapted to users' health, and recreate the environment for child-friendly insects. Through the educational games installed in the playground, we teach children about nature and environment. We start with inspecting the space and designing the playground, taking into account particular environment, climate, and pool of biodiversity. Then we construct the custom tailored play elements and enrich them with biodiversity and educational components. The revenue consists of the prepayment for the space analysis and the consequent payment for the element and installation. We target municipalities with average income per capita of at least 30,000 euros, and we focus on public spaces, schools, and kindergartens. Actually, when we shared our idea with potential users, 82% of them liked it. We are a diverse multicultural team from architecture and design, business, and environmental engineering background. And to make Play Django a success, we are looking to municipalities' contacts and fundings for setting up the company and starting the production. If you liked our idea, feel free to reach out.
So, how do you have the legal issues dealt with? So you need a CE mark for that, and you also need some other things.
Yeah, well, basically, there is special regulation on the EU level that is also accepted and the main guideline for most of EU countries. So we need to get certification as long as we build the playground. So we take it into account while designing it, and when we design, we will need to go through the certification.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the pitch. I really like the idea, but I think you mentioned it costs 30,000 euro to build a playground. So how would this compare to your competitors?
Well, the thing is that we are somewhat more expensive than the competitors because we offer more than they do. So this is also why we target the municipalities that have a demand for such a solution and can afford it.
One of the biggest problems in education today is students' inability to stay focused, so our company decided to create a solution. Welcome to QuestEd, an interactive learning tool that engages students in the classroom.
The product is a foam ball that is equipped with an NFC reader. It is synced to an app on the computer, and internet access is not required. If you have access to a projector in the classroom, that will enhance the learning experience, but it is an optional feature. Each student will be given an NFC wristbands that will be able to track their performance.
And I'll show you how it goes. So as a teacher, I just need to press correct or incorrect button and show some questions. In math or other subjects, let's go.
32, 49, 35.
At the end of the exercise, the teacher will be able to access data that will track which students are excelling and which students need extra help.
Market is quite big because product is very versatile. Not only kids like to play games, but our first target group will be educators of children from 5 to 12 in the DACH region. They will have to pay 49 euro for the hardware and 20 euro for subscription.
Our team is extremely diverse with over 7 countries represented. Most of the team has a background in education, and our founder has taught over 200 gamified lessons. We have all skills required to build our product, including hardware, software, game development, and business know-how.
Post-pandemic is an ideal time to get our product into Austrian primary schools, and so far we already have one school interested in our pilot program.
So together we will make learning fun for everyone. And how about you?
Thank you really much for the pitch. I really like the solution because it's kind of offline and not online for the kids. So they're really sitting in at a classroom. But what I'm wondering, there are a lot of little pieces required to play this game. And we know kids with 5 years, they're not taking a lot of care of the wristbands or taking them back home. How do you handle this issue? Or are the parts really cheap that you can easily duplicate them?
Yes, NFC wristbands are very cheap. It costs more per piece, only €0.5 if we buy them in bulk. Also, it's customizable ones, and kids don't have to take those NFC wristbands home. They can just store them in class, and teacher will just hand them out before the game starts. Yep.
As you mentioned the price for one band, what's the price for whole game a school has to pay in order to use the solution?
So price per package for the hardware is €49. We are not earning much from the hardware because we are producing those balls hardware at a cost of €45. And additionally, we are charging monthly subscription of €20 for our educational software, which has games and has data analysis tools. And also teachers can modify their games according to their educational strategy.
Thank you.
We think the best way to tell you about our business is to tell you how we came up with the Senso Pack idea. In an interview with a major Austrian company, we learned that unplanned failures like damaged ball bearings or machine breakdown cause a loss of profit of around €460,000 per year. That is 1.5% of said company's profit. We want to change that. We fix the problem of unplanned machine failures with a holistic sensor package and data analysis capabilities, not only to save time and money, but to make working with machines more playful. Sensors in the explanatory dashboard show temperature and vibration to predict and prevent failures in time. Besides, SensoPack is a strong and reliable partner. We provide retrofit solutions for companies to help make condition monitoring of assets and machines easier, reduce downtime, and save cost. But this is not why we are special. Our package is a complete solution, easy to implement, simple to set up. It's a holistic package, and our financial model minimizes the customer's risk and lowers the entry barrier for predictive maintenance products. In a customer, we want to address the paper industry first. This is because of their 24-hour, 6-day machine runtime. Elder machinery lacks condition monitoring devices. This is where our package comes in handy. Lastly, we look for an openness to innovation. The potential for predictive maintenance is great. Our research uncovered €2.8 billion worldwide and 160 million in the German-speaking region. The paper industry shows a potential of €4 million. Invest in SensoPack and support the passion of 3 engineers and 2 economic experts who work hard to do our part in the production of tomorrow. Let's bring that €460,000 home.
Can I start?
Have you done any research on the competitive landscape of your product before you started your company?
He's muted.
Sorry, there's no sound.
We cannot hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we are fully aware that there's competition out there, especially big companies. And we want to address small and medium-sized companies with our package solution and try to find our market.
Excuse me, but what do you mean with small and medium-sized paper industry? It's hard to doesn't fit together.
Okay, you are right there. Our first customer who is interested in our product is from the paper industry, and we would like to focus on this customer. And later, if our package solution is established, we would like to address small and medium-sized company with elder machinery.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I had the same question that was answered. Thanks. Anyone wants to jump in?
Thank you.
FLINK, the new football solution, and we bring out the best in your team.
It's the 6th game in the season, and we've been losing every single time. I don't know what to do.
Robert is not a single case. Amateur clubs are lacking objective data to recognize match and training gaps. As a result of strong time and financial pressure, they lack access to high-quality videos, understandable analytics, and detailed statistics. And that's where we come in. We offer a fast and inexpensive AI solution through the combination of a plug-and-play camera setup, a deep learning algorithm, and an intuitive web application. This way, we can offer videos, analytics, and statistics to clubs from all different leagues. In Austria and Germany alone, there are more than 26,000 clubs, from which 85% show interest in statistics. Further, the player tracking market is projected to grow almost 30% each year. In contrast to our competitors, we focus on the largely ignored amateur segment. With FLINK, we provide a high-quality product that is up to 90% faster and 40 to 70% cheaper than current solutions. Our B2B sales are targeted at amateur clubs, with 90% of our revenues coming from our standardized product. 10%, however, will be derived by our customizable solution for the pro segment. Our revenue streams will be divided into an initial setup fee and a monthly subscription. With our solution, we can not only serve clubs, but extend our portfolio to scouting, fans, betting agencies, and many more. We have a very diversified team, with backgrounds both in IT and business. Further, we are working together with different clubs in our customer development program to receive valuable feedback for our prototype versions. We plan to launch our product at the end of this year. With your support, we can get the right contacts and PR we need to take off with our idea. So join our vision and give us your vote.
Thank you very much for your pitch. How much effort is it to collect all the data? I mean, how long does it take to put in all the data? Each club? Do you hear us, or?
Okay, did you hear the jury?
Yeah. Do you hear us?
Did you hear it now?
Hello? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes. How much time does it take to collect all the data for each club? I mean,
Sorry, I'm not sure if I understood the first part of the question because I had some technical issues. But the data collection basically can work in real time. So when the videos get filmed or the games get filmed, and then as soon as our logistics box, so to say, gets plugged in, everything gets uploaded and it works almost in real time. Or if there's Wi-Fi, it works in real time.
so you need to film the games.
Yes, the games are filmed with our camera setup, but that's actually an advantage because we talk to clubs and they all really want videos as well. So the video part is really an important part of the product. So yes, we do need to film the games, but that's a part of the product itself.
And where do you get the training data for your algorithm? Is there sufficient free training data out there, or?
So on the one hand, we're getting the data through our prototype customers. So we are basically setting up our cameras there at the moment, and we can collect the video material from them. And in addition to this, we already got some video footage that we can use to train our algorithm.
Maybe as a last question, have you tested for willingness to pay? Because my guess would be that as a former football player, I would love to have that, but and some trainers as well. But who's in the end going to pay for it? And especially for amateur clubs, I think that will be pretty tough.
Yes, I mean we've talked to different clubs, or we've talked to over 25 different clubs, and we basically also asked them what they're using at the moment and how much it costs for them. So we know that they are currently already paying, for example, for just a person that comes to their pitch and then films the game. They are paying up to 250 euros just for one game. So we know that there's a willingness to pay, and all the clubs have told us that they're really eager for videos combined with statistics.
Thanks.
10 pitches down, and now it's time to look forward. First of all, I'd like to thank our jury at this point in time. They'll be let out right about now to come to their conclusion and have quick decision-making times. As unlike now, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously we'll have to have your opinions counted. Thank you. Now, they're still somewhat awestruck, but that happens all the time. Of course, you out there as well, you are given the opportunity to vote, and that's what we'd like you to do. Don't forget, you should be voting. Now, obviously, also a few other things are going to happen. If we want to look back in time, obviously today we've had a lot of panels, we've had a lot of discussion, so that's been quite intriguing and quite interesting. But we'd also like to look back, and some of you may have noticed as well, there was somebody else also hosting the last couple labs. So, yeah, dear jury, yes, that's the point in time, thank you very much, where you run outside because I'm trying to buy you time. And they're very relaxed today, aren't they? It says in there, Daniel, do something to buy them time, and they're just looking there and observing what I'm up to. So that's very kind of them. So it was probably the longest, as we call, Überleitung in the history of moderation, but that's why they have me. So what I was trying to say early on was quite interesting. Some of you have been observing this whole thing quite a lot, probably. And you may have noticed in the labs, there was someone else hosting these events who has pretty much my same name, Daniel. Now, obviously, it runs within the name, which is a good thing. But let's see how his experience was. We'd like to find out. So, obviously in times of Corona, the challenge is that he can't stand next to me, so he's kind of next to me. And I like to find out, he's about 20 meters to my right, which is absolutely hilarious, but that's the way it is. So Daniel, how was your experience in the first 4 labs? What happened?
How was my experience in the last lab you said?
Yeah,
I don't even understand you.
It's too far, isn't it? So how did it go?
Well, today, yeah, actually it went. I mean, it was a big challenge. We had so many live streams. We had 4 setups in total. I knew that it's going to be stressful. I knew that it's going to be a lot of work. It was a lot of work. It was stressful, but in the end, I think now that it's almost over, I can say I enjoyed it, and we can look back on something really cool that we've created here.
Now, I have to ask you this. Now, obviously, you were hosting the first few.
Yes.
What was your best experience there? What was the best part, and what's the part you underestimated? Sorry if I'm yelling, but it's really far away.
What was the best, or what did I underestimate? Well, the best part was for sure after we finished the kickoff, because we had literally 2 weeks time to take this whole thing online, and we went into the kickoff and I was like, this could be a total disaster or this could be brilliant. Really, we didn't know. But afterwards I think it turned out really well. And so after the kickoff, when we then finally had some wine and put our glasses together, this was for sure one of the best moments. What did we underestimate? I think, well, for me at least, I underestimated the technical difficulty of this whole thing. Like, set up the live stream, especially also that the audio is synced with the video, that you can hear the people at all. All of that technical stuff really was more difficult than I expected it, yeah.
But that's always the way it is. You need to be brave enough to start. Obviously, he meant responsible drinking. A glass of wine after having deserved this. Obviously, students always drink responsible. Funny thing is, normally at conferences like this, you always have at least one app where the pictures, students have very little time, but need to find the ideal party where you go, like, of course you have a lot of time. But apparently students have very little time and need to find places to drink. But apparently that's been solved, so that's quite good. Yeah, again, also, if you do new things, that could be challenging, but you improvise and adapt to it, and seemingly you enjoyed yourself a lot, so let's see if we see you at the conference next year. Obviously, you're thinking, yeah, that sounded interesting. What did I miss? We have a little bit of a recap video that you can see what you missed in the last 4 labs. So let's have a look at the recap.
Hi, I'm Annette.
Hello, I'm Daniel.
Hello, I'm Tina. I joined the Avenue team because I was a visitor at last year's conference and I got so enchanted by the overall setting, by meeting new people, getting to know so many different companies and startups and trying out their different products and just listening to a lot of interesting keynotes. And then I thought I want to be part of this event and also organize it with other super motivated people.
I completely fell in love with organizing the event with such great people.
I joined after I visited last year,
and I saw how many opportunities it actually offers to its participants, and I just wanted to be a part of it.
I watched the After movie from last year, and when I saw it, I thought, okay, this is super cool, I want to be a part of it.
Join the Avenue because I think it's a really great project. You get to know so many cool people, and you can actually help students to work on their startup idea and eventually also found their own startup, which is pretty cool.
I was always inspired by the conference. I've attended multiple times during my bachelor studies. I always wanted to be part of the team, but never knew how to join until I started our sim program, our master studies.
To me, it was clear that at my time there, I would have the opportunity to learn much more in this short period of time compared to a normal internship.
And we realized that we had to move the Avenue online. It was actually the day when it got cancelled. Our physical events was actually a day where I was visiting the venue of my lab, which I was organizing. Everything was working out super well. And on the way back to WU, we saw the news feed and we realized, okay, big events will get cancelled. We will probably have to cancel everything and move it online. And it was a really terrible feeling.
It was kind of intimidating, taking everything online within a very short time, basically.
It was kind of shocking because when you organize an event, you also want to experience it live.
My first reaction was kind of disappointment. I wasn't sure if it's going to work. I was worried how we were going to do it, but it worked out, so I stressed for nothing.
Now, in the end, it all worked out great. It was maybe an even greater challenge for us, a bigger opportunity to learn new skills.
I did not want it to be online because I knew it was going to be a lot of painful work.
I had the feeling we had a new goal to work towards, as opposed to the high uncertainty that we had before.
I got pretty excited because I think I realized that we can just make it our own avenue this year, totally different than the years before. A lot to learn.
As the time went on, I really saw this not as a threat, but rather as an opportunity, rather as a chance to make the avenue even bigger, because when it's online, you can actually reach even more people than when it's offline.
When we decided to make the conference online, I was just like, oh cool, we can reach far more people and offer way more.
In the end, it worked out quite well, I must say, and I'm very happy with the results.
The best moment was definitely after pitch training, when my lab was completed and everything worked out and I got positive feedback by the mentors.
Receiving positive feedback from the participants, which are really motivating to keep on organizing the event as a team member.
My best moment was definitely getting this shirt. No, my best moment was finishing the kickoff, because we did it successfully, and that meant that we are gonna manage all the following events.
Before the kickoff that took place online, we literally didn't know if it's going to work out or if it's going to be a complete disaster. But after the kickoff, which actually went fine, I was so glad that it went well. And then we, at the end, drank some wine, and I think this really was one of the best moments so far.
When we did the kickoff and it actually worked.
I think there are several. For example, the friendships you make are really great.
I think it was our first ever meeting as a team where we all first got together, because it was a surprise pizza party. So it was super chill, we got to talk, ate a lot of pizza, and it was really fun.
Some of our team meetings and our team buildings also virtually, because we were so disconnected during Corona times. We're not meeting many people, but we still had our core team.
My best moments as part of the Avenue team were definitely somewhere during our team building trip to Budapest in January, so I can definitely recommend that.
I think the Avenue has a great impact on participants because they have the playground to just try out and be entrepreneurial and start their own business and just see how it works. They don't have anything to lose. So I think that's the best about the Avenue.
The Avenue does have an impact because it gives students tools and support and learnings how to bring forward their idea.
I think the most important thing for the participants is the network we are providing to them and getting the feedback on the early stage business models.
To get help from mentors, to talk to mentors.
Meet very motivated people. You can learn a lot from people with different skills.
I've seen many participants actually taking all of the advice that mentors or pitch trainers gave to them. So I think a lot of the participants, including myself, obviously, have gained a lot of experience, a lot of insightful feedback for their startups. It's just incredible how much the Entrepreneurship Avenue offers, especially for that it's free.
The most important skill I learned at the Avenue was to coordinate a team of 20 people.
That it really is about the team.
And definitely communication and organizational skills.
For sure, how to set up an online stream properly with everything that needs to be done technically.
Everything about live streaming, animating, and operating a live stream, to organizing the whole event and how much work actually goes into an event series like that.
So learning that although circumstances may change, how to make still the best out of it and to deal with it.
That sometimes great things come from difficulties. We had huge difficulties because we couldn't have our Avenue offline, live, but I think we managed to improve it by bringing it to students around Europe, not only in Austria.
We got to experience it firsthand. With the Avenue, you just have to be flexible. Things might not go according to plan, so you always have to adapt because you never know what's going to happen.
One skill I learned during my time at the Avenue was dyeing people's hair blonde. Thank you very much for participating at this year's conference. Bussi Papa!
Yes, we are back, and this thing joined me. Now, if you're out there and you're a bit of a security person saying, oh, that's not one baby elephant or whatever the distance is, I asked him that as well, and he, in his grunting motion, told me he's wearing a mask. That's quite an impressive mask, and the idea is for me to keep him here for at least 10 minutes until he faints. So that could actually happen. It's quite interesting. What do we call it? What's your name? He doesn't know. He's been apparently here for quite a while, and he's not going anywhere, and he grunts, and that's quite interesting. So it's a pleasure seeing you. Now, he's obviously a highly accomplished student who was told, you're amazing, put this thing on your head and stand there. So mom and dad are seemingly very proud of you. Yes, he's been doing quite well. So that's interesting. But anyway, so yes, he's going to do something funny in the background, and I'm still waiting for it to happen, but that's quite good. No, sorry, I'm not trying to bash you or anything. Be friendly. He can't see anything, which is actually quite funny as well. So they've been told me last year, he or she, I'm not quite sure who or what's under, they actually fell off stage. So yes, that's probably quite interesting as well. As always, the jury is still confining and trying to find out who actually won this whole thing. But yes, that happens all the time. But again, also use your time to vote and to make your vote count. So I'm quite interested. We've got quite a few awards to hand out, but that's quite good. Still there. I feel it's kind of weird, this thing standing behind me. But yes, let's see how my dog actually reacts to his smell. If he likes it or not, or growls. Just nod. Have you encountered dogs? Do dogs like you? Do dogs like you? No, do they urinate on your legs? Yeah, that's marvelous. That's fantastic that we found that out. Yes, and the thing is, apparently he's got air for another 2.5 minutes, which is quite good. Now, I can see some commotion in the background as well. That's interesting. And again, we've had 10 startup pitches. You've seen them all. You've probably voted for them all. And we're going to hand them out. It's just so weird. It's a huge Muppet standing behind me, and it's actually not even an insult. You, technically speaking, good sir, are you a Muppet? Yeah, you're probably one of the most interesting interview partners I've had. And the funny thing is, again, if you're thinking, why have we got this weird microphone? Why can't I interview him? It's for health and safety. So I can't touch the microphone, and he can't walk because he's going to fall over. I've been able to establish it's actually a he. You are a he? Are they like male and female unicorns? You're not sure? That's why there's so little, because they're not sure if they're he's or she's, and they don't know how to reproduce. How do you reproduce? You're not sure either? My goodness, your life is dreadful. But you have feelings for other unicorns. You're pregnant. Your big belly. Oh God, this is going down an amazing. So it's potentially a pregnant, maybe male or maybe female unicorn standing next to me. This is interesting. So any word on the jury yet? Because I've been interviewing a unicorn that's unsure about his sexuality for the last 4 minutes. No, so this is quite cool. So tell me, does your unicorn get any bigger? No, you're not sure either? My goodness, don't you learn anything in unicorn school? Now, I've been interested. Now in startup land, we call highly successful companies unicorns, right? That's the part where you nod. Good. Is that an insult for you, or do you think, no, that's amazing? Insult is good, amazing. Yes, it's amazing. This is going places. This is really going. This is going to be in my new highlight reel, interviewing a unicorn. Now, obviously, if you're thinking, hey, I deserve better in life, not me, but you out there, this is the opportunity for you to take choice A or choice B. Choice A is being stuck in a unicorn thing and standing there and waiting until you actually faint. And choice B is actually living your dreams, co-creating your company. And right now, right today, is your big chance to start. And we had a couple panels today, and one of the panels was about trying to establish when is the right point in time to start off your company. And the interesting answer was, it's actually today. If you're thinking out there, am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? And you're unsure, that's a good sign. Because all you need to know is you don't need to know everything. You just have to have the awareness that you will manage to learn everything bit by bit. You don't need to know everything on day one. But if you're unsure, if you're actually most interested about it, that's the challenging part. And what we've also been able to establish today is what you really need to have as a founder is you need to have passion. Yes, he's still there. It's quite good. I'm still curious what he's going to do eventually, because I was told he's very funny. You're very funny. Yeah. I'm enjoying myself. I'm so scared of you. So we're told, actually, when you want to start off something, you need to have passion. Passion means you will be talking about this constantly. You'll always want to know, is this worth it or not? If you're passionate about something, you're going to find ways to work. And you're going to start talking to others about this. This is also super important. If you want to start off your company, it's absolutely vital that you start talking about it as early on as possible. Now, obviously, some of you are going to say, no, I can't talk about my company because it's a huge secret and I don't want others to take it away from me. So this is a thing as well. But there again is the old startup rule. If it only takes 2 or 3 minutes for you to tell others about it, they take your idea and make it better than you, chances are you're not that good, actually. Sounds brutal, but that's reality. Now here comes the thing. Startup is not about ideas. Startup is about making ideas work, and that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is taking ideas and transforming them into an economically viable good. That means it's not about ideas, it's about executing them. It's about doing. You're still there, aren't you? Yeah, good man. He's going to fall off stage. I'm feeling this. So anyway, so we understood it's all about actually making ideas work. Oh no, he's being gallantly asked off stage. There's a cable. Bye-bye. See you at the after party. He's probably going to be hammered in 10 minutes because he's so dehydrated, the first drink is going to smash him. Yes, amazing. Thank you. My goodness. So we're talking about how important it is to actually make ideas work, about executing them. Now you're going to think, yes, but I need a lot of money to make my ideas work. No, you don't. The challenge is to make things work with the limited budget you have. And that's what people want to know. Don't go to investors and say, look, I have this amazing idea and I need $1 million for this. But rather say, look, in my limited abilities, I've been able to prove that something works. If you can prove that something works, people will listen to you. Don't know how? Well, make it work. One of the things, now I do have to pitch my own little venture, is Austrian startups. if besides Entrepreneurship Avenue, you're saying, look, I want to see other people who are involved in this, go along to Austrian Startups, austrianstartups.com. We're happy to meet a lot of you out there. Again, we're a non-profit to promote entrepreneurship and to make it as accessible as skiing in Austria. Yes, if you think about why as accessible as skiing, it means in Austria, not everyone has to ski. But in Austria, everyone can. And everyone knows someone who can ski. And the beauty is there, it's about building ecosystems. Obviously, you know, when you go somewhere, you'll have others who spot your talent. You'll have others who promote your talent. And that's the whole idea behind this. So it's a bit of a challenge, but we're working on it. And so if you're interested, austrianstartups.com. So I'm seeing some people have actually taken a seat over there, but still no jury. So that's interesting. So if I had an in-ear, they'd probably say, do something for the next 10 to 20 minutes. Any white smoke yet from the jury?
Yeah. Well, they're gonna come back soon.
Oh, good.
As soon as we finish here.
As soon as we're finished here. That's smart. That's nice. Yes. So you're going to give me other interesting interview partners like a goldfish or something. Where
Maybe a unicorn if you haven't had it.
No, the unicorn was amazing. Again, brother, I love that. He's still up and standing. Oh my goodness, it was so warm and hot. But then again, I feel it. Yes, very much relaxed over there. I'm enjoying that. Thank you so much. Good. Are we ready to hand out some awards?
Almost.
Almost?
Yeah, we're just gonna say a few thanking words to our sponsors here who have enabled us to do this. And also I really want to thank the entire team who made this possible. You really were all amazing, and without you this would never have been feasible to do. I guess some of you watching the live streams have noticed that this was not without technical difficulties. However, this was to be expected as we are mostly business students and not that much technical students here. However, we are really proud of what we have achieved here, and we hope we really had a lot of fun today. So without further ado.
Yes, also from my side, I hope you had a really nice day and enjoyed the conference, the startup fair, also our speakers. We know there were technical issues, but I think that can always happen. And thank you for bearing with us. And yes, thank you also to our sponsors and our team. They did a really, really great job. Sorry, I have to talk in the microphone. Yes, so also big thank you from my side and looking forward to next year. And now we're going to announce the winners. The jury is going to announce the winners. I hope you're excited. And yeah, see you later at the after party.
Thank you very much. That's the part where we normally would applaud, roaring applause, but that's obviously something you have to do back at home, kind of just put the hands together. At this point in time, I'm assuming someone's going to lead the jury and they're still standing there like, me, no, I'm not here. And by the way, one last thing on what I said, I believe the most important thing in entrepreneurship is perseverance. That means if you're passionate about something, you'll find out how things work. So make them work. And if they don't work on day 1, make them work on day 2. If it's not day 2, make it work on day 51. There's an amazing story, by the way. So the jury is getting held up again because they're seemingly confused to find their way. It's just 5 meters, but then again, yes, that's you, Daniel. Yes, I can see. Causing troubles again. But the funny thing is, if you look at Angry Birds Rovio, that was actually the 51st app that worked. 50 times they started something and it wasn't good enough. Think of that willpower and that determination to make things work. That's bloody impressive, if you ask me. So it's all about perseverance. By now, the jury has taken seat. That was lovely. I'd like to say again, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to have a conversation with the unicorn for the last 5 minutes. It was probably one of the most interesting interview partners, so I enjoyed it. Again, no offense. I hope there's no unicorn rights movement that says I've touched his or her feelings. But probably we're going to find out. So you've come to a conclusion, have you all?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, go on.
Continue.
No. I'll actually. But how was the process? Did you enjoy yourself? Have coffee and cakes and stuff?
No, actually, it was quite challenging, Danielle, because we saw a lot of great pitches, and then we needed to find an agreement also within our group. But we are confident that we found the winners, which truly deserve this award. That it's a time also for sustainable solutions. We saw a lot of great pitches, and I'm now going to announce to you who won the second place this year in Entrepreneurship Avenue Conference 2020. Second place goes to SQAIR. Congratulations.
All right, so I think I can continue with the first prize. Actually, you wanted to do a super nice handover to me, but I think our newly established relationship just ended. Okay, that's fine. I'm in heavy entertainment mode. As you can see, I haven't met a lot of people recently.
And we didn't get any beer, and she is still funny. So, sorry.
Any add-on to that?
I'm fine.
I'm from Burgenland. I'm always funny, especially when I get wine, which I didn't. Okay, so on a very serious note, as Patrick already mentioned, I think especially in times like this, it becomes very important to really work on problems and find solutions for real life topics. Something that is sustainable, something that makes sense, something that improves the life of a number of millions, hopefully a number of millions of people, something that contributes to our society, and something that improves our daily life, especially in big cities. And I think this was already sort of the first real clue for what the winner of this pitch competition at This is Entrepreneurship Avenue is. So the winner, and I hope that we're technically ready. Actually, we should do a drum roll. Can we do that? Does it work over here? Yeah? Okay. So the winner of this year, and please give them a big, big round of applause. And sorry that we can't hug you, because I would love to hug you, because I think what you're doing is great. The company is called Epiclay. Congrats. And by the way, we all think that you look a bit like Edward Snowden. And I had to mention this because everyone is thinking it.
Maybe you should try a beard.
I tried for the past 3 months, doesn't work.
Nice. So shall we continue with the individual prizes?
Don't look at me, yes.
You're the master of disaster ceremony, sorry.
No, you've insulted my manly beard, so I'm not interested anymore.
You know
please
how much I
continue
like
handing
it,
out.
yeah.
I do the talking in between, and you hand out the awards and do the serious stuff.
Okay, cool.
My pleasure.
So Weird Female Founders are giving out one award that is focused on working on the business model, trying to find product market fit. And this prize goes to SQAIR as well.
Thank you.
Am I next?
I guess so.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What should I say? You already said so much kind things about those companies. So maybe a few words in addition. As I mentioned before, we started like 6 months ago a business club for startups and founders. And I think based on the pitching today, what we want to add as a non-synchronized prize for all pitchers is we will give away for all pitcher teams from today a membership for 1 year for free. So they will receive a lot of benefits. They can visit our co-working spaces. They can use a lot of workshops and other stuff. And as well, they get, for example, 25% off of Westbahn. So that's going to be handed to all companies of today. So a big round of applause to all of you. And besides that, I got informed that my team dealt with the Entrepreneurship Avenue team prize. So I'm also glad to hand over prize today to one team of a 10,000 euros investment from Pioneers Ventures. And I like the drum roll. Can we do another drum roll? And the investment is going to SQAIR.
Yeah, what can a tax advisor give you? Unfortunately, we can't give you a tax cut in something.
Damn it, then I'm gonna pitch.
But like in the previous years, we want also to give our individual prize to the winner of the Entrepreneurship Avenue. So we want to give 500 euros in cash. So as far as I'm informed, that was our prize to Epiclay as well.
And I think there's one more prize from our friend Heinrich Blockop. He had to leave early, unfortunately, but he told us what the prize is. So we could also announce that one if someone wants the prize. I would take it because it's a session with the management team of Clever Clover. And I think a stay at a nice hotel is also included. So it's going to be a long night to discuss things. And this prize goes out to one of the companies that we already mentioned. And in that case, it's again Epiclay. Congrats.
I've never seen Edward Snowden so happy for the last years.
Freedom.
Meet you in person.
No problem.
It's Edward Snowden. It's not going to happen.
Damn, you're totally right.
Look, the thing is, with Edward Snowden, he's a bit like, if you know where he is, he's not there. He's like Schrödinger.
Yeah.
In a way, because if you know he's on the screen, he's still there. If he's not on the screen, he's going to be gone. It sounds a little weird, but that's the way it is. Do we have any more awards to hand out? As in like community awards or whatever? Yes, we do. We're just changing out the jury because they're going to be led outside and interviewed by the CIA about Edward Snowden. Yes, that happens. Oh, brother, he's still. It's so funny. It's like, we're actually looking at his face right now, and he's looking at us at a screen. It just like probably doesn't even look like Edward Snowden, but just the fact that we're staring at your face in a screen the whole time makes think of Edward Snowden. Here comes the batch of the second group of jury in. That's the slow ones from last time, so it'll be about 15 minutes until they've arrived. Yes, I just said that loud, but then again, I do enjoy saying offensive things once at a time. That's what my job is, just to ramble and say occasionally offensive things. But then again, that's the beauty of being in Austria and the beauty of being in Europe. Sometimes also saying things which might not be popular and slightly offensive, but that's again the beauty of the freedom of speech. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're very happy to see you. Take your time, we're live, so no worries there. That's quite good. Yes, yes. Make yourself feel at home. They call you Speed Invest. Yes, now I see why. Yeah, good man. Yeah, now he knows what I'm talking. You just have to name and shame them and they hurry up. That's quite good. Marvelous. Are we missing anyone? We're three? Good. So if we're three,
yes.
So what's happening?
So thanks for all the pitches. It was pretty cool, and also thanks to the organization what we pulled off. Pretty amazing stuff. It was a pretty hard decision, and we from Speed Invest want to offer a little prize from us, which will be a fundraising workshop and kind of working on the equity story and how to pitch to investors, which investors to approach to, and kind of how to talk to investors. And I would like to give the prize to SQAIR. So, congrats.
Thank you again. Thank you a lot. Okay, thanks as well from my side. It was super nice to be here. I really enjoyed the pitches. I think everyone did a very good job. It was indeed a hard decision actually because many of the projects are interesting and I think have potential. But we had to choose only one. So from the Free TS side, we would like to offer a 60-minute mentoring session in which we can go into various topics depending on what the company or the project actually needs. And the prize also goes to SQAIR from our side.
Yeah, also thank you from my side, also for the great organization of this event and like that we can really be here and get filmed and everything. So it's really great also to see this team around us. And yeah, also thank you for the pitches. My prize will be a pitch in front of our angel investors at an exclusive aire event. And this prize will go to, short break, to Epiclay.
So thank you for that very interesting pitches from AWS side as well. And our prize is IP related. So we have IP coaching for the first three winners, sort of. And the team from Entrepreneurship Avenue will get in contact with you how to get to this IP coaching sessions.
Thank you very much. I think we only have one more prize to hand out, right? And that's, I believe, our community award. And who better than to hand it out than directly speaking on behalf of the Entrepreneurship Avenue community? Philip, are you going to take a seat over there? Or, it's the old distance game. It'll be so weird meeting actual people afterwards. And I'm so happy I'm married and don't have to meet new people.
All right. So the crowd voting with quite a margin actually goes to Quested. Congratulations also from our side.
Thank you.
And now I would like to welcome Katja up to the stage to say a few nice words to you to close up this event.
Hi again, we just wanted to say thank you very much for joining us today at the Avenue. We hope you had enjoyed the event, all the speakers, startups, corporates, and also the after party that's going to start now. We're going to have really cool acts, music, DJs. Please go there, chat with other people, and enjoy it. Yes, big thank you again, and hope to see you next year.